So good morning everyone, welcome to the morning after show, the morning after the night before. Hopefully the sound's alright. I'm currently on the motorway heading back home after being up country for a bit. Working. So yes, oh my god, where do we start? Sheffield United 1, Newcastle United 0. Toon handed Sheffield their first win of the season. I want to say we handed it to them on a plate because we did. However, Sheffield did deserve the win. They were the better team throughout the game convincingly, and yeah, they played some really good football and thoroughly deserved 3 points. We were fairly difficult to break down throughout the whole game, hence obviously their only goal coming from a penalty, which at the time I thought was very, very harsh. However, the more it got replayed and replayed and replayed, it did look like he swiped the ball away with his hand. It was one of those, I was thinking, because obviously Sky Sports kept replaying it, I thought as soon as the referee goes over to have a look, it was only one outcome. A little bit harsh, but you win some, you lose some. Obviously that the penalty we got awarded against Tottenham was complete bollocks, so you know, what goes around comes around. But yeah, my words, I did a little video, some of you might have seen, last night about half an hour before kick-off, when I checked Instagram, saw the club had released the team sheet, and I thought, oh my word. So just going to break that down. So let's look at the bench to start with. Obviously some very good players on the bench. Dwight Gale, what can he do to get a start in this team? Andy Carroll, would have liked to have seen him on a bit earlier as a sub. Didn't expect him to start because obviously he played the vast majority of the game at Arsenal. You had Joe Linton on the bench. I'm not going to go into that. That's fine. Matty Longstaff, very surprised not to see him play, particularly when you look at the midfielders, which I'll again get into in a minute. Who else was on the bench? Mickey Almiron. He played against Arsenal, so okay. Perhaps Sheffield a bit too physical for him, so I can sort of understand that. But he is one of our better players. Even if he doesn't offer any sort of end product at the moment, he still offers a lot of effort. He tries things, he drives forward. Excuse me. So, starting 11, you had Kyle Darlow in goal. No arguments there. Dubravka did really well against Arsenal in the Cup. Darlow's not made any mistakes yet, so you can't take him inside. You can't take him inside. He doesn't deserve to come out. So we had 5 at the back, believe it or not. I was quite disappointed with that. I imagine every single Newcastle United fan would have been quite angry at last night. I'm not really angry now because I'm detached from this manager. It's or whatever. Yeah, 5 at the back. Andre Yedlin. Paul Dummett at left wing back. Now, how many times? Well, he hasn't played a lot this season, but how many times do we have to play him at left wing back to realise he's not comfortable there? He doesn't do anything majorly wrong, but he's no good going forward. He's an out-and-out defender. You know, he left back at a stretch, but he's a centre back now. Clark, Fernandez is sharing the middle. Can't argue with that after Jamal obviously looked very rusty against Arsenal, understandably so after being out for so long. Midfield, now we had for the majority of the game looked like Hendrick and Hayden in the centre of the park. As it kicked off, I mean, I can't get through formations throughout the game, I'll be here all day, but when it kicked off, it looked like we had Sean Longstaff right midfield, was it Sean? And Ryan Fraser on the left, I believe. Or it might have been the other way around. Either way, Sean Longstaff was playing as a winger, and then Callum Wilson up top. As the game went on, sort of the early stages, and Sean Longstaff pushed up, it tried to get up alongside Wilson and beyond him, which was nice to see, but there was no direction in the midfield. Isaac Hayden did alright, like he always does, make some smacking tackles. But Jeff Hendrick was just... there's so many things to pick apart here. So let's have a look. We had no defenders on the bench, so we played all 5 defenders. And you can't say, and none of those 5 are natural wing backs. Yedlin could be and perhaps should be because of his pace, but he's not. Paul Dummett's a centre back, so he played 4 centre backs with no defenders on the bench. So I ask you, like, what happens if a couple of them get injured? Fernandez goes down, Kieran Clark goes down. We're then going to have to drop Isaac Hayden back into the defence again. We lose so much in the midfield. The next point of the defence was, if you're going to play wing backs, fine, but you need to play guys who are capable of playing wing back. Like I've already said, Paul Dummett is a centre back, he's a defender. You've got Matt Ritchie, who's played wing back unknown amount of times. He's well versed in that position. He's good going forward. He can whip a ball in. You think perfect for this scenario. But no, let's put a centre back at left wing back. Let's play a right wing back who can go forward very well. Jacob Murphy, he's the other one on the bench. If none of us wanted to see 5 at the back tonight, if Steve Bruce is sat with 5 at the back with the 3 same centre backs, have Matt Ritchie one side, Jacob Murphy on the other, I can cope with that. I can take that because Jacob Murphy shows whenever he's played at right wing back, he's looked okay. He's done a job. We all know he can deliver a good cross. He's pacey. He takes the man on. He probably cares a lot more than John Ray Yedlin does as well. Matt Ritchie, as I've already said, can whip the ball in. Right, let's get to the midfield. Sean Longstaff, Isaac Hayden and Jeff Hendrick, I believe, all played 120 minutes against Arsenal. Same goes for, I believe, I think the 3 centre-backs did as well. I might be wrong there, but I'm sure the 3 centre-backs did as well. Yeah, I'm sure of that. But anyway, so we've got 6 players there who have all played 2 hours of football on Saturday night. I'd love Steve Bruce. I'd love to get on TalkSport so and to speak to Steve Bruce. And just please, Steve, can you just explain that to me? We've got ready, willing, able, fit Matty Longstaff on the bench, who, when he didn't play against Arsenal, probably thought, right, happy days. I don't mind sitting this one out, so I'm probably going to start against Sheffield in this crucial game. Oh no, let's stick in Sean Longstaff, who was okay against Arsenal, but he's not in the greatest run of form. He's knackered as well. Jeff Hendrick was okay against Arsenal tonight. Last night he was poor. Isaac Hayden, alright, he missed the Leicester game, I believe, through suspension, but he's probably knackered. The squad management just makes me want to scratch my eyes out. It's horrendous. Starting Ryan Fraser, I imagine we were all happy with that. I was happy with that. I thought, brilliant, he's going to get a good run. Sheffield are a team that, they haven't won a game all season. They haven't given a clean sheet all season. Ryan Fraser can really get, he should have the bit between his teeth. He hasn't played a lot of football. Have a go. Get some good minutes in your legs. Run at them. Get some balls in the box. Get some dribbles. Have a go. Be confident. And for the most part, he was alright. He got a couple of good balls in the box. His corner delivery is probably saving whenever he's playing. He's got to be on corners because it's a lot better than Richie's been recently. Hell of a lot better than Sean. He got good, like I said, a few good balls into the box, did a couple of corners. But it just the whole midfield looked disjointed, completely disjointed. Isaac Hayden held his position well, but Ryan Fraser, he then gets a yellow card for a silly tackle. At first I thought, okay, oh my god, that wasn't clever, but nice to see a bit of aggression, a bit of passion. And then, 90 seconds later, he clattered someone else. And he just... What a prick. What a prick. I'm sure he's probably an alright guy. And he's a good player on this day, but we've not seen that player yet for Newcastle. He's hardly played. Like I said, he's probably been desperate to get on and start, and then he does that. Oh my god. This is our most important game of the season so far. It's the worst team in the league. We're playing away. We're getting played off the park, and then you just reduce us down to 10 men with 2 petulant tackles. I said to some guys last night, I was like, I hope Lascelles has given him a slap at half time, because he's just, you can't blame Ryan Fraser for Sheffield winning, because we were well beaten by then. Alright, it was still 0-0, but they were playing us off the park. Steve Bruce has set us up to be negative. We were never going to score, but he's not helped us one iota, he's not helped us one bit. And I just thought, for fuck's sake, Ryan, you know, he's, like I said, probably been keen to get on and show us what he can do, because the Fraser of Bournemouth, not last season, but particularly the season before, unbelievable player. We've got him in a free, we all want him to play. We've all been saying for months that, you know, our best front four, if you like, is Fraser on one side, ASM on the other, Miggy at number 10, and Wilson up top. And that's him out for 3 more games. I don't know. Wilson did okay, not his best game. He missed a couple of chances, which on another day he probably would have put in. But I'm not going to hold that against him too much, because there was no supply to him apart from a few good balls in. I think it was a Jeff Hendrick cross, and Federico Fernandez put out a fantastic cross. He was chasing shadows all night. He was putting in so much effort, chasing down lost causes, putting himself about. But I don't know. I've been saying it to guys at work and my brother and all for weeks. We will hand Sheffield their first win of the season. I didn't want it to be true, but it was just inevitable. I was sat there in my little hotel room, sort of watching it on my phone, and it was inevitable. You knew it was coming. There's no surprise. And I didn't watch, as soon as the whistle went, I turned it off, because I couldn't stomach watching Steve Bruce's match reaction. I've got no interest in what that bloke's got to say anymore. Mike Ashley, you've got to do something, man. I know that you don't give a fuck about the football club, you don't give a shit about the supporters, but at the end of the day, you're a business owner, and you allegedly want to sell your business and make some money. This is what you're all about. You're a businessman, you're a money man. If you don't act now, your asset in Newcastle United is going to be worth a whole lot less, because we ain't bouncing straight back up from the Championship. No way, particularly with Steve Bruce in charge. We're going to do an Aston Villa, been down there for a couple of years at least. You have to act now. The fans don't want Bruce. You know, I didn't give him. All right, was I thrilled with his appointment? No. I can remember I was away working at the time, and one of the boys came up and said, I heard the news, you got Steve Bruce. I thought, well, you know, after Rafa, I'm not going to preach on about Rafa, because that's been in goal. He ain't coming back. But I thought, do you know what, Steve Bruce, he's a Geordie, allegedly he's a Newcastle fan. I thought, come on, let's give him a chance. He was being written off and slated before he even walked through the door. And I thought, right, I'm not going to take pay any mind to that. Let's give him a chance. And last season, okay, he did a good job in the circumstances, because he got so much stick from the supporters. The club was toxic because of Rafa, the way Rafa left. But last season, on the whole, we got away with it. You look at the results, particularly against the big teams, Man United, Tottenham, Chelsea, the City 2-2 draw. I'm going to leave that out because we deserve that. We battled well in that game. But oh my word, it's just, we got away with it so many times last season. We were exposed so many times, and it's not like we haven't seen this before, have we? You know, this is looking very similar to the Steve McLaren era, where we brought in some good players. We recruited decent. I know perhaps they weren't McLaren's players that he brought in, because the deals would have been sort of already done before he walked in through the door. But you know, we've got a good squad. You know, if you look at our sort of our top players, Callum Wilson, 8 Premier League goals. Right, yes, I think someone mentioned last night he hasn't scored in every place since November. That's worrying. But Callum Wilson, I know he hasn't played for a while, but ASM on his day is an exceptional player. A bit inconsistent, but he's got the talent. Ryan Fraser again hasn't played a lot, but on his day he's class. We We've got John Joe Shelby, who I'm not a fan of, but he's good. Isaac Hayden, Matt Ritchie, Federico Fernandez, Jamal Lascelles, Kieran Clark, Darlo Dubravka, Mickey Almiron. You know, this team should not get relegated. On paper, I'd probably say, if this was like some computer scenario where you type in the squads in the computer and it comes up with some sort of algorithm, on paper we've probably got like 11th place, 12th place team in terms of quality. But oh my god, he's driving us into the ground. And Bruce did that, like I highlighted earlier, there's so many weird decisions. Playing players who are tired, playing an attacking wing back system, and then playing a centre back on one side and then a guy who's dreadful going forward on the other, when you've got two guys on the bench who are on their day quality crossers of the ball, attack minded. Jacob Murphy especially has got pace, all positive, but you leave him on the bench. It frustrates the fuck out of me, and I've had enough now. I was, like I said, I give Steve Bruce longer than most. Southampton and Chelsea were not the final straws for me, but that was when I was starting to say, do you know what, it's time now. Brentford was the final straw, and tonight was just the nail in the fucking, last night was the nail in the fucking coffin. He's got to go. As to who comes in, I don't know. Eddie Howe's the only obvious one. I mean, I personally love Stevie Gerrard, but he's not going to give up his Scottish Premier League title medal to come to Newcastle and bail us out of fucking trouble with me. I've no idea who comes in. Will Ashley pull the trigger? Like I said, he obviously doesn't give a shit about us at the club, but he is a smart businessman, or he claims to be. If he's still a smart businessman, he needs to pull the plug now. That's all I've got to say. Anyway, please like, subscribe, leave any comments. See you Friday for Friday Reflections. Hopefully we'll have a new manager by then. But if we do, it's probably going to be some guy plucked out of the Championship or League One who's just going to be so glad to get a Premier League job. But we'll see. We'll see. Kevin Keegan coming back. Oh, I'd love that, but he ain't going to work with Ashley again. Right, I'm going to call it a day now. In a bit.